Breaking news. Relying on former students, Jim, Bob, and Michelle Duggar are well known for the fact that they have their children educated via a particular homeschooling method. The majority of their children enrolled in school. Some of them are derived from the same curriculum. Sought to seek greater heights via means of it, college. But Jan Duggar is not going to college. Newly revealed information about her. She seems to be advancing in her professional career, holding the title of being the first in the field, in the family for all time. Keep reading to find out. There was a number of members of the Duggar family. A number of members attended college. But one of them, who is Joseph, the student who attended Crown Bible. For one, there is a college in Knoxville, Tennessee. The counting on alum then came back the next year. Due to the construction company that his family owns, in addition to Joseph, there is no other known historical background of Jim, Bob, and Michelle. Higher education for children who are seeking it, but in the beginning of this year, Jinger disclosed that it is not out of her desire to pursue further education. The woman, who is a mother of two, claims that she enjoys, in life, to experiment with new things, and to obtaining a degree is a component of her plan. To-do list recently, JANA engaged in a conversation in which she discussed the following. As a result of her choice to major in nursing at school, during the previous year, according to the counting on alum, she reached a point in her life when her significant other, believed that they would never show up. Because of this, she made the decision to perhaps she should work something out for herself. There is something else that I am supposed to be doing, she continued, which ultimately resulted in her choice to seek a jobs in the professional world throughout her. During the second semester, Jana Duggar disclosed, I had found out that she had reunited with Stephen. Been a more sluggish mover on it. But I've just about. His character is still making an appearance at this moment. No matter what, she admitted, she will always love me. Further stating that her current spouse is a real, has not yet shown that she cares for her Jana. More recent information on her nursing school, however, after she receives her diploma, she is going to be the first Duggar to engage the services of an expert profession. In addition to Jana, many others are depending on. Additionally, Stephen's admirers are amazed by his family has a long history of being a musician family and often is on the road to perform in. Additionally, he is licensed in a variety of fields. The pilot, and is now serving as the assistant manager of the company that his family owns and operates. Businesses that Stephen Wissmann established as one of the Jim's sons-in-law who have achieved the highest success, as well as Jana, Bob, and Michelle are here today. The pursuit of a profession in the area of medicine, it is reasonable to assert that the two have already achieved the status of couple objective. Early on in their marriage, they were relying on alum. Jana Duggar continues to deprive a great number of fresh photographs and videos have left many in amazement. From her wedding started appearing on the internet. Additionally, a 34-year-old has been present and active. When being interviewed, she discussed her bizarre expertise with weddings and revealing information about. Notwithstanding this, her adventure continued with Stephen Wissmann. Numerous predators were taken aback by the surprise. In honor of one of the individuals who contributed to the production of the bridal dress that Jana wore made its way onto social media. For the media to continue to spread a disturbing narrative, looking at it to see out what it was Jana was. Interviews conducted lately with relation to her celebration of marriage in accordance with the relying on alum, she was unable to use her words on the way in which her wedding attire came out, due to the fact that she was so elegant. She believed, seeing herself as the eldest princess in the kingdom, the Duggar daughter wore a satin dress in ivory. Dress with a small V-neck on the front of the clothing, as well as a huge V-shaped back. She also has a front. Also wore a veil with pearl dots that was a perfect fit. Beautifully with the blonde hair color she has some. The responses of Redditors to the most recent post of the one who assisted in repairing Jan Duggar's clothing for the wedding, as seen on the poster. They have been checking out the designer's work on Instagram and they saw their story on Instagram. The fact that they were required to make an emergency alterations to the bride's bridal garment for first, Jana was able to squeeze in 8 hours of work. All of the final fittings were completed in a single day, and that the day before the wedding happened to be the designer said that many people were taken aback by they were only given a limited amount of time to work. Despite the fact that it turned out to be very lovely, a few individuals even phoned the counting on services. Cinder Jana, of a lamb, for her princess-like appearance. She did an outstanding job with the outfit she wore. Seemed to be in good shape. But what happened to the outfit that she had not worn before but now required? Figuratively speaking, the day before I did not even snarking that has the appearance of being real. Nightmare. And I am interested in the possibility that JANA was under the impression that she could handle it on her own. But I have run out of time and patience. She has been working as a seamstress and SL designer. Ever since she was a teenager, she has been doing it. Everyone who is wondering who is doing a wonderful job. The costume that Bella May designed for the cosplayer, it seems that the dress is sleeping on Instagram. The garment that Beauty wears in the Disney version, except the back, which is reserved for the emergency, I'm going to presume that JANA Duggar has lost some weight. She has not yet disclosed her location following exchange of vows with Steven, despite the fact that in a recent statement, relying on alum said that, interviewed that they had previously secured for themselves a modest house in Nebraska that validates the fact that it's about time for her to say goodbye to her a family in Arkansas, according to the article as well. The fact that Steven Wissmann purchased a residence measuring 2,152 square feet for $275,000. It has a basement that is 5,000 bedrooms, as well as 2 garages, are waiting for. Numerous people are admirers of Alam Jill Duggar Dillard. Wondering about her absence at JANA and JANA's house, Wyman, who is 33 years old, will be getting married, has been busy on several social media platforms throughout the. Recently, she has even sent her congratulations to the recently weds on Instagram, despite the fact that the question of whether or not she was one of the. During the wedding, the family, and several Reddit users, some people believe that she was abandoned on purpose. Continue reading to find out the reason why members of JANA's family and friends are now posting videos and images of her. As well as a topic on Reddit about Steven's wedding, responded to the newlyweds dance with a recent reaction clip. Some people are relying on the public's support. These two seem to be living out a fantastic tale. Ceremony, JANA herself is unable to fully comprehend how her wedding was really beautiful, particularly when many of her admirers saw her in her wedding dress. In addition, were left in amazement by the video clip of JANA and Steven are being greeted by others. Sparklers placed in front of the church. After that, Steven embraced JANA in the most passionate manner possible. After that, I went on to dance with her, but I did not. Have you heard that he is such a showman? I'm not sure. If it is in line with JANA's vibe, then quite. It seems like JANA received a boost from the confident dip. It is because of it that he is displaying those ballroom dancing movements that were taught in the lesson. As a result of all the preparations for the wedding, a number of celebrations that are dependent on supporters have. I was curious as to why Jill called Mia at JANA's the wedding on a different topic on Reddit multiple times. People brought to Ed's attention the fact that it was, to them, particularly when taking into consideration the great bond that JANA and Jill share. Although, many people on Reddit are under the impression that Jill might have been omitted on purpose because of this. Owing to the fact that her father, Jim Bob Duggar, on the other hand, there were many who said that Jim Bob was merely. JANA was not permitted to welcome her sister inside. Agreement in return for the wedding of her dreams. That Jill and Derek are together is hardly a secret. Dissatisfied the father of the Duggar family after laying bare some of the challenges he faces with it, specifically the claims that he violated the law, misled the Internal Revenue Service about his family, earnings that seem to be participating in tax fraud. It is unfortunate that Jill was not included, mostly due to the fact that JANA was Jill's emotional, her wedding, and they were quite close to one another. Coming of age, as I've said before, other JANA was prohibited from inviting Jill to come in. Agreement in return for the wedding of her dreams, or Jill was sent an invitation, but she did not show up. Members of the bridal party that everyone is overlooking, who was responsible for writing this unique article. In addition, they will display photographs of Jim Bob. What they want to demonstrate, whom they would want to. Anything that they do not like will be seen and left. I was really upset that Jill wasn't there. I felt extremely heartbroken. In particular, a bridesmaid, taking into consideration, aside from that, JANA served as Jill's maid of honor. Additionally, Jill Derek made news with his story. In the middle of JANA's wedding, a recent Instagram post, relying on alum, had advertised the new product. Inclusion of their book, taking into account the price. Despite this, He was met with criticism after sharing a report that was made during the Duggar family. There will be some celebration for Jen and Stephen. Said that it was his means of retaliating for dismissing them at the wedding ceremony. While some people assumed that he just made use of the care that had been lavished upon the family, it is expected that supporters had yearned for Jan to Duggar in order to unearth the love of her life. In the end, everybody believed that they would marry. As a result of this, she would never marry after all. Upon her announcement, many people were taken aback. Photographs taken at her wedding to Stephen Wissmann from the event, which was attended by more than 500 people, have appeared on the internet, but just one stuck out. Around the time when JANA was reunited with one of the continue reading about her siblings who are seldom seen. Jenner's hubby, in order to determine who it was. In recent times, Jeremy has been using social media to post some pictures from Jana and Stephen's wedding. During the wedding, the newlyweds traveled all the way from Los Angeles in order to be present for the congratulations on the couple's great day. Wedding season. Numerous people were taken aback by one of Jinger's photographs taken when Abby was dressed as a bridesmaid. Moreover, Johanna, and Jordan were present. Jessa served as the maid of honor, while the bridesmaids recognition, but there was one photograph that stood out, due to the fact that it displays Jana's only seldom seen post on Instagram made by Jeremy, Jana's brother.